Welcome back to another video from Not Only Trout. Today we are going to be tying a bead head soft hackle fly with a wire rib body. In the vise we have a moonlit ML056 jig hook in size 14 with a 3mm slotted tungsten bead in red. Our thread today is going to be some Semperfli Nano Silk in 12/0. And we're going to start our thread right behind the bead. Get a couple of tight wraps down there to secure your thread. Snip off your tag end. Next, we're going to take some UTC small wire in red. And we are going to tie that in right behind that bead head. Give that a couple wraps to lock into place. Set up our cradle arm so we can move our thread out of the way. We're going to go over the top one time, and then we're just going to use our rotary feature and wrap this wire body all the way back to the curve of the hook before we start wrapping it back forward. Every once in a while, just squish those wraps up nice and tight to help keep that body nice and uniform and smooth. And then once we get that wrapped all the way back, we're just going to squish it forward again, make sure that it's nice and secure and nice and tight. And then we're going to go through with some nice open spiral wraps and just wrap this forward. And then just get one last wrap behind the bead to help lock everything into place. Take your thread, wrap behind the wire, in front of the wire a couple of times just to lock everything down nice and tight. And then go ahead and helicopter your wire and it will break free. For this next step, I'm going to use a little tiny pinch of Senyo's Laser Dub, and that will give us a nice little ball behind our soft hackle. Give it a little bit of cushion there. So I do this just to cover up the thread base that I had before, and then snip off the excess. Sorry, didn't mean to bump my camera there. Then we'll create a small dubbing loop. And put our thread back on our thread cradle right there. Now I've got some cobbler's wax from a good friend of mine. Please take a look at Terrestrial Flyworks. He's on Facebook. And I just rub a little bit of wax right onto my thread in this dubbing loop that we have created to make it so that this next step is a little bit stickier and stays together better. I already have a small section of pre-trimmed Hungarian partridge, and we just put that in our dubbing loop. Lock it down nice and tight. I give one small twist of my thread just to make it so that it's nice and tight. And then I come in with a pair of sharp scissors and trim these ends that are not the tip ends nice and short so you have less waste. And then spin up your dubbing loop. Now that that's spun up nice and tight, preen the feathers or the barbs back towards the back. And go ahead and wrap this in between the dubbing ball and the bead. And just preen those feather pieces back just a little bit so that it doesn't get trapped. Then take your tying thread, tie off your dubbing loop, trim away the tag of your dubbing loop, and be careful not to snip the feathers. Then go ahead and whip finish your fly. And trim away your thread. With that, we have our bead head wire body soft tackle fly. I appreciate you sticking around and watching this video. Also, if you have not subscribed and liked this video, if you have not subscribed to the channel and liked this video, please do so. It really helps out. Thank you for everything you guys do with us. Please leave a comment in the chat. Love to hear from you. Have a great day. Thank you.